Next up at UFC 283, we have the featured prelim fight, the swan song for Maurício Shogun Rua, and he is taking on Ihor Potieria. Shogun Rua is 27-13 overall. He is 2-2-1 in his last 5. Surprisingly, not a 11 fight losing streak. Absolute legend. If you don't know who he is, watch his highlight reels. One of the most exciting guys you will ever see fight ever. And he's taking on Ihor Potieria, 18-3. Talented guy. He's 4-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that knockout loss to Nick Negumereanu. And here's the reality of it. Shogun Rua in his prime was obviously all juiced up. All those Pride people were. But he was literally one of the best on planet Earth. He beat some of the biggest names that have ever existed in this sport. He did it well. He has incredible striking, good jiu-jitsu. He can wrestle. The guy understands violence at a level that is just, he was Vanderlei Silva 2.0. He's old. He's 40, whatever the hell now. And he looks his age. He fights his age. He's slower. He's just a small percentage of what he used to be. He's fighting Ihor Potieria, who's a decent striker. He's got that loose style. He does have solid power. He is pretty accurate. But he can be hittable because he keeps his hands so low and he does rely on his chin. He's coming off back-to-back fights where he was completely outstruck. Completely outstruck. And, that's the story of his career. He's going to get outstruck. He's never going to be the better striker, but he has enough power that he'll win the fight. And if he doesn't win the fight, he's going to get smoked because he's getting outstruck the whole time. This is a courtesy pick. I'm going to pick Shogun. It's out of respect. You should not be betting on Shogun. There should not be money involved. Frankly, literally, it's not very often that one of these people retires that you're like, that was an all-timer. Jose Aldo is one, obviously, but Maurício Shogun Rua, I watched Pride. I watched all those fights. I wish they gave him a little bit of an easier fight, but this actually is a winnable fight. It's not absurd to think that Shogun could win this fight. But with that being said, he probably loses.
Yeah, I agree. It's not absurd to think that he wins, but 41 years old and a ripe 41.
Yeah, he's used up.
As ripe as it gets at 41 when it comes to fighter years are like dog years. And we know he's basically a Great Dane, but Shogun, I don't understand the matchmaking here. I think he loses. I think Ihor Potieria knocks him out. Ike Villanueva would have picked up the phone, right?
Yeah, I don't know. In Brazil, do the guy a favor. In Brazil, he's a legend.
Yeah, I don't get it unless he said something slick to the matchmakers or something.
Yeah,
okay, we got some for you, Mauricio. But I don't know what the theory behind matching him up with and I talked about this on my video from earlier in the week. A 26-year-old, 6'3" power striker coming off a loss to a guy in Nick Negumereanu who was young, tough.
That's the hell how you say that?
Negumereanu, yeah. Do I say it wrong?
Oh, no. I wasn't saying it. That's how you say it. That's not how I say it. And I'm definitely saying it wrong. And I watch all the tape. I just zone out when they say their names. Because I say Negumereanu. Not even close.
Yeah, he. That's what it's written like. But I've heard different. Who knows? I say things wrong all the time. But anyway, I think that a lot of people are sour on Ihor Potieria. I think if he was making his debut, that he'd be a -400 favorite, right? But you're getting a good price on him this week. I know you're picking Shogun, but
out of respect,
I think that the writing's on the wall here. He probably gets knocked out. There's just really no redeeming factors to his game at this point. Not going to wrestle. He's not going to throw a lot of strikes. He's not going to eat strikes well. He's not going to make this kid gas out, which seems to be his Achilles heel as it stands right now. But I don't think he's going to push a pace to do that. I think he gets finished in his swan song, and MMA is just so unforgiving, right? It's just
they really don't do anybody any favors on their way out, especially sometimes you don't know somebody's on their way out, right? You don't know, but this, we're 100% positive. Yeah. This is his retirement. He has made it very clear. This is my retirement fight. So it's just it is kind of messed up what they're doing to him, and he's not necessarily a UFC legend. He was already a little old and used up when he got to the UFC, even though.
Still a champ.
He still became a champ and did all of those things. He's more of a Pride legend than a UFC legend, but he became a champ, and then unfortunately his very first title defense was against a very young John Jones, and then that was the end of it. But Anyway, like I agree with you. I actually have Ihor Potieria in my Monkey Knife Fight Knockout Kings. You only need one KO or TKO. He's one of the guys in there with Jalton Almeida. And I actually have Bruno in there, but you don't have to if you don't like that. But
so you only need one guy? Is it like a
Just
3-person pick? And if one of them wins by knockout, like how does that work?
it's so you pick any three people. They could be fighting each other. Any three. If one of them wins by KO or TKO, you 1.25 times your money. So 25% net return. You give them 100, they give you back 125. But you just need 1 out of 3 to win. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then if you get 2 out of 3, you 2.25 times your money, or 3 out of 3 is 6. Don't do 2 or 3 because you can just bet real money with a sports book. If you can pick two guys to win by KO, do that on a sports book and parlay it, because that's essentially a parlay.
Yeah.
But I just do the one slow and steady every single week.
You probably hit that a lot.
I literally can't remember the last time we missed. Like, it's just because you can always look at a card and be like, here's the 3 most likely people win by KO or TKO, and one of them will. Yeah. So, anyway, we on picks.com/MKF if you want to go ahead and get your free deposit match there. So you're going to spend the $8,900?
Yeah, I think so. I think in some lineups it's worthy of the price, but not one of the spots I'm dying to get to. Like we've talked about, half the card at this point, maybe more than half the card. There's a lot of different spots that I would prefer to get to than Ihor Potieria, but I think if he wins in the first round, he's probably there's a good chance he's optimal. But again, 15 fights, you're going to need a high score, and you're going to need to hit the 6 right buttons, and it might not be as simple as, because this guy won in the first round, he's on the optimal lineup. So just something to consider.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because he's 8,900. Who did we just break down that was 9,000? Oh, Gregory Rodriguez.
Yeah, 9,100 for RoboCop.
Yeah. You trust that 9,100 over this 89, you get a $200 savings. You still think there's a stoppage here, and he has the less dangerous opponent.
Yeah, I think he has a harder matchup though.
Who does? Ihor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I disagree, but
yeah,
that's fine. Monkey Knife Fight Strike Line. Don't even worry about it. Just do Knockout Kings, and you will be just fine.